Okay, so hi, I'm Samantha, and today we're going to be talking about Gregor Mendel, aka the father of genetics. First off, he was born in Austria on July 22nd, 1822. Died January 6th, 1884. He grew up on a farm with his parents who were peasants. He went to a university when he was older, otherwise known as high school now. After that, he entered the monastery in 1843. He began teaching in 1847, but didn't ever pass the teaching exam. He was eventually promoted to abbot at the monastery, which is the boss. Experimented with his pea plants in the monastery garden. His work was published in 1865. It was rediscovered in the early 1900s, which was 16 years after his death. He was then known as the father of genetics. Why did Mendel pick pea plants, you might ask? He noticed that pea plants were easy to breed. Their offspring had the same traits as the parents. He was very familiar with pea plants, and their self-pollinating plants, which mean they have both male and female reproductive systems. They grow quickly. In Mendel's first experiment, he crossed purple and white. All the offspring were purple. In Mendel's second experiment, he allowed the first generation plants to self-pollinate. The second generation showed both traits. For every 3 dominant traits, there was a recessive trait. The characteristics he worked on was flower color, seed shape, pod color, pod shape, flower position, and plant height. For flower color, the dominant trait was purple and there were 705. The recessive trait was white. For seed color, the dominant trait was yellow, there were 6,002. The recessive trait was green, 2,001. For the seed shape, the dominant trait was round, 5,474. The recessive trait was wrinkled, 1,805. For the pod color, the dominant trait is green, 428. The recessive trait is yellow, 152. For the pod shape, smooth, 882 is the dominant trait, and bumpy for 290 is the recessive trait. The flower position, a long stem, was the dominant trait, and it was 651. The recessive trait was 270. Plant height, tall, dominant trait, was 787. Recessive, short, was 277. Gregor Mendel was, his work was very unappreciated and kind of unnoticed until 16 years after his death. I hope you enjoyed your information about Gregor Mendel, although it wasn't all that happy, but now if you have a science project, you know how to deal with it. So, comment below telling me what you want me to talk about next. Bye.